Okay, hopefully this is working. It was kind of a bit of a long wait because OBS was suddenly taking up like 50% of my CPU. I already have a pretty sorry, pretty poor Mac. So let's see how this goes. Just a sec. Okay, it's looking like things are okay. Options are a little bit smooth over. Okay, so for today, I thought that it would be fun to just work on a personal data viz. And what is a personal data viz? Well, it's basically just about data that is important to you or to me, just as people. And it was kind of inspired by this project that I found a year ago. Yeah, around a year ago. And I've been kind of like meaning to get to it, so I thought this would be a pretty good opportunity. But it's called Dear Data. It was a year-long analog data drawing project by Georgia Lupi and Stephanie Pozovec, two award-winning information designers living on different sides of the Atlantic. And I'm just going to scroll through a couple of the photos here because I think they are so cool. Oh my gosh, that's like totally works of art. Um, and they had this friendship where they would just send these to each other, just record data in their own lives over a week. Um, I think that's so cool. Oh my gosh, look at these. Whoa, amazing. Yeah, so cool. And so I thought that I would try to do that today. But first, we are going to watch this video that they made here. So let's watch that.
I'm Georgia. I am Italian, but I live in New York.
I'm Stephanie. I was born in Denver, Colorado, but I've lived in London for the past 13 years.
We had only met each other in person twice when in September 2014 we decided to collaborate on a year-long project to get to know each other through our data.
Dear Data was conceived as a new type of correspondence through creating and sending hand-drawn data postcards across the ocean to each other. We collected personal data around a shared topic in order to investigate and reveal aspects of ourselves and our days to share with the other person.
By counting and reducing in a way to data even the most shameful personal revelations, they somehow felt not so shameful anymore. They are data.
As we gathered our weekly data, the process was much more labor-intensive than just deriving standard metrics through using technological devices.
The very first week of Dear Data, we chose a pretty cold and impersonal topic. How many times do we check the time in a week? We discovered something about the other person's days through the pretext of my data collection. Why was I checking the time? What was I doing? Was I bored? Was I hungry? Was I late?
I finally realized during our week of gathering data on the urban wildlife we saw around us. Each week isn't a scientific, comprehensive survey of every single animal I passed by or every emotion I felt and so on, but a record of Georgia and I noticing and us marking our awareness. Some weeks we notice more and some weeks we notice less, and that's an indication of our personalities and our lives as well.
Drawing with data, when the drawing is the final output, can be painful. It's laborious, demanding, it's frustrating. My week 24 is a perfect example. A week of doors, to give the other person the idea of the pace of our days through the internal and external environments we entered in.
Often during the project, the act of counting became something that was emotionally charged. In week 29, Georgia and I ended up tracking moments when our partners inspired love or inspired annoyance. This card became like a love letter to my husband. I like how instead of giving someone flowers, now you can give a data set. Once the visualization was complete each week, we would drop the postcard in our postbox and wait with our fingers crossed.
We learn to pay attention, to live in the present much more, to be more aware of our surroundings and of our behaviors with new lenses.
Finally, we both realize that data is the beginning of the story, not the end, and should be seen as a starting point for questioning and understanding the world around us, instead of seeing it as the definitive answer to all of our questions.
Yeah, so that was the entire video. I love the animation in the video. I think it's so well done as well. And yeah, just a really, really cool project idea. I think for the past year, I have been thinking, oh, do I want to do this with a friend? But it takes some discipline on both of our parts. And I think the fact that these two um, information designers, is that their occupation? Yes, information designers, they didn't know each other quite well, actually may have helped. Um, but I wonder, yeah. I was like, oh man, I want a chart that shows how often their postcards made it. Yeah, that's also another thought that I had too. Like, I would have put it in an envelope or something as well. Just, I think they mentioned that the scuff marks along the way, because especially because it had to travel overseas, that was part. It was supposed to represent like slow transmission. Yeah, it's a type of slow data transmission. But I feel like I put so much work into that. I want it to look as good as when you get it. Um, but what a cool idea. It's such a nerdy relationship. For sure. Yes, to spend all that effort and then have it lost. Exactly. I don't know. I haven't sent things in a long time. Maybe I should have greater faith in the postage system. I have a friend who she sends me letters all the time, just like cards. And I think they've all come my way, but also it's like New York to Chicago or New York to New Jersey, so it's not that far. Hi, Jacob. Thanks for tuning in. I'm kind of like nervous about this stream. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we will like feel free to. You can just watch, or you can also join me in creating something. These are so beautiful. I don't know. I just really, really enjoyed this one. Um, and there's a legend too on how to interpret it. There's just much humanity that goes into it. What's the plan for today? The plan for today is to hopefully draw a data viz. Yeah, so I'm gonna transition over. Yep, and hopefully this doesn't get blocked later, but we'll see. Just a second, I'm gonna play music. It's kind of dramatic. This is like supposed to be lo-fi hip-hop music. But let's get into it. So I read some of their advice on how to start this, and one piece of advice that they had was just explore one area of your life that you think is kind of interesting, and also, I wonder if the music is too loud. But because I haven't recorded data for a week, you can just refer to another piece of data that I'm sure a company or an organization has tracked. I think companies are kind of faking being transparent, or by showing you some of the data and us thinking that that's really fascinating, when in reality it's a little bit creepy. Okay, thank you for the feedback, Jacob. Hopefully it'll remain an okay volume. But like, feel free to also refer to Spotify Wrapped. I feel like that data is still available. Or I think what I'm thinking is I may just do an entertaining, like an entertainment section. So I'm thinking if I want to do gaming related, I can just track how many hours I've played over the years, which could be pretty cool. They've been kind of keeping tabs on me for that, which I always thought was cool. I was like, oh, it's my weekly update. Let's see how many hours I played this week. And once the new PS5 came out, they stopped doing that because the PS5 automatically records it on the console, which is an interesting choice. Yes, Google shows your interests as well, so feel free to explore that as well. I did a little bit of a deep dive into that a couple months ago. I was I was getting advertisements for cheese, and it was so random. I was like trying to figure out why. But yeah, feel free to refer to that as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rifle through some older newsletters that contain some like playing hours, and let's see if there's a drastic jump since COVID has started. So I'm gonna look for that right now. So feel free to also do that on your end. I'm gonna be recording the numbers on here, and I'm on my iPad right now. One blog I followed would track the ages of his friends, how many are married, how many are unemployed, etc. over the years. Oh my. So that was done, it was like a one-person effort? Or, wow, I'm very curious about that. The author of the blog would just make plots every now and again about his life. Very cool. That takes discipline also. I very much admire that, but it's something cool to look back on. So right now I'm just looking through. So basically, PlayStation sends you the hours you've played through their newsletter, which is pretty much the only way it incentivizes you to subscribe. Because I didn't care, like 90% of it is advertisements. So I'm just trying to find some patterns in there. I feel like 63 hours over a year is not that much. It was also the year that I started college, so it kind of makes sense, I guess. Okay, so I doubled that. I also had 124 trophies. Interesting. What a coincidence. Wow, I didn't play for like a solid year, 2018 to 2019, pretty much. Yeah, because this was in November, and then in 2019, June. 126 hours. I only played 2 hours. Whoa. Okay. I feel like I must have felt like, is this console a waste of my money during that year? Oh man, we're making big jumps. Okay. I'm just trying to make sense of this. Okay, so in 2019 in total, I played only 6 games. Not that much. I only played 4 games in 2017? What? Wow, in 2017 I played a lot of Lego games. Which actually I don't play anymore. Which Lego games? Let me check. Played Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 7 for 24 hours. Oh my god. And then Marvel Superheroes for 22 hours. Those were my top 2 games. Interesting, yeah. The thing is, like, even when I finished the story for both of those, I still only completed like 3% of it. It's so weird. I had Harry Potter for Wii and got for Switch this summer. Oh, the Wii. My Wii still works, which is so cool. Also, Lego games are for the Switch now. It's so interesting how Nintendo is now very much open to non-Nintendo exclusive games. I really think actually in the entire year I only played 2 hours. Oh. Okay, 2020 I think is where I'm gonna really focus my time on drawing out. I think I made big strides. Yeah, I did. The thing is, like, they would the PlayStation newsletter would come very, very occasionally. I mean, the ads were like relentless, but the actual data about your playtime was really selective. Say in May, we played 206 hours. Oh my gosh, this jump from June for a year. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Whoa, okay. 252 hours, 193 trophies. And I'm checking sometimes they would come out weekly, but I'm checking the last week of every month. So jump to 311. Okay, video games were kind of an escape for me. I sensed that. Okay, now I don't even know what this number is supposed to be. Oh man, now I gotta check. It's 214 to 244. Puzzling old man, you've been searching through a list of blogs. Remember the name of the visualizer. Yes, if you can find it by any chance, please send it in the chat. Okay, there's a drop in September, 366, 245. I think after this is when the PS5 came out, and PlayStation was like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore, because you could just buy the new console. Oh yeah, no worries, Fuzzy Old Man, if you can't find it. I'm curious, like, how did he plot them exactly? Did he have numbers? Were they drawings? Area charts over time. Some hand-drawn, some not. I do want to get more into... this is all very new to me, but trying to work more with code so they're not hand-drawn, but there is a learning curve there. Sorry for the delay in drawing. I'm trying to find my login information for this year's wrap-up. My gaming wrap-up. Drew very elaborate charts about the top 40 music charts over decades. Oh my gosh, like I wonder if this was his profession or his hobby. It's a very intense hobby. I respect it. Oh man, it's taking forever to load. Okay, I'm gonna look through this data now. Oh, you're a programmer by profession? I'm curious, like, what kind of charting software have you tried to use? I guess D3 is the most popular one, right? I tried to do something last night, and then I just gave up. I think I opened VS Code, and I was like, oh no, I don't think so. I feel like this wrap-up has expired. No, that's not fair. Okay, well, at least I know I've played 24 games. 4, 6, I didn't know for 2018. don't think I've ever heard of the second one before. PyPlot. I feel like I should try that. Matplot. Yeah. Most of them I've heard of. You can't recommend any of them. Maybe I should jump straight into D3. Maybe that's the plan. I think everyone says it's super intimidating, and I think I've been so intimidated by the fact that everyone has said that I haven't actually looked at what it is. Okay. I'll look at this now. So there's no... I didn't get anything for 2018, which is so strange. Over time, I've got more or less dedicated to a single game. Yes, I think so. I haven't... I guess it would have been cool to record it because there's no way that I would be able to get the exact data on it. But I stuck with one game for like the past 3 or so months. Yeah, it's like single player, story driven games are kind of my thing. Yeah, also because companies tend to charge you if you want to play multiplayer. Like there's always some kind of cash grab. Hours per game over time. Yeah, I would say probably those. Right now I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, which is like an open world dystopia, kind of where the machines take over. Yeah, so it's really inconsistent. So it did in the yearly wrap, it did say it played Lego for 24 hours, which is like kind of a, and I think because they put that in their newsletter instead of in an external link, it couldn't expire, if that makes sense. So now I can't access all the other stuff. It's had an expiration date, which stinks. So I think I will have to be a little bit more general in my approach here. Okay, let's get a move on. Let's do something. So there's no data on number of games. 63, 21, 24, 6. Okay, I'm gonna try to play this out. I feel like this way is kind of boring if I were just drop bars. I'm gonna try to take the average of this last year. This is not, it's imperfect, but I played so many more hours than that. They're just really inconsistent with their newsletters. so I got my PlayStation in 2017. So let's think about this. Can I do something with that? Oh, what a great question. What is Night Lab? Yeah, so actually you should be able to use the command. Hopefully it's active. Like if you put !, Night Lab, you can get some information there. But um, basically is a lab on Northwestern's campus in Illinois, where we work in journalism and technology. Oh, I should have put the, I'm in charge of the commands, but I should have put the, you should be able to, if you go to the About section of our channel, access the website and all our socials as well. But if you have any questions, please let us know. So one of our projects this time around, this past year, has been just working on this Twitch channel and trying to make something of this and having a good time. I have no idea what I'm doing for this Data Viz. Maybe today's stream will just be exploring the data, and then I'll pick up from where I left off. Wait, what is this map that I was trying to do? This map does not even make any sense. What was this math? It's not even math. What? So are we getting graded on this? Yes. It is part of like our group's. It is our group's project, but so yes. What was I doing here? I don't know what I was doing. I think it was the nerves kicking in or something, because I don't know. Today's stream will just be me trying to make some sense of this. It's like, you know, like kind of oddly specific at times, and then very vague in other times. streamer brain is a curse. As soon as the camera like turns on, all my words go. Yes, I'm still getting used to it. It is tough. I'm like, oh wow, that moment where I just calculated the average of 2020 for some reason is gonna be saved into a VOD. So that's good. From 63, 61 to 160. So much more than this is the most inaccurate. Wow, when you have 4 numbers to work with, it's how can I make this look interesting? Oh, I think I have to do it. I think I'm kind of curious of one thing, Puzzling Old Man, if you're still in chat, but also no pressure to respond. I'm kind of curious like how you found this channel. Maybe I'm using kind of like a platform game type thing. I'm going to do a separate one for trophies. Oh, ideation is gonna take me forever! Maybe I will go with the trophy. Okay, you're thinking that raw numbers are meaningless comparisons or what make numbers useful and interesting. What can you compare this to? Okay. Compared to maybe the average? Ah, or time spent on something else. Yeah, I see your point. Okay, this is gonna turn into just ideation this stream, I feel. Money spent on games. Yikes. I think I can dig up what these 4, 6, and 24 games are. I definitely spent the most in 2020, just right off the bat, even without the numbers. When I change platforms, I never play on my laptop or my computer because I have a Mac. So it's just PS4. But that's really interesting, yeah. This year was the first game that I spent full price on a game. It was painful. But I'm sure it was this year. I paid at least $130 the past year. Oh man, when I say it like that. Okay, I think I have to do some outside research and then come back with data. Yes, yes. Yvonne was doing a crossword. That is her weekly stream. Well, thank you for sticking by. Really appreciate it. I think this is less interesting, but just comparing it to average hours played just nationally. I think that's, I don't think that's very interesting, and actually I don't think it's that personal either. Which kind of goes against the theme of this stream. Yes, yesterday was the fake version of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. We're trying a bunch of stuff out. We are branching out as far as we can. But thank you for tuning in for that as well. Oh my gosh, what if I compared my gaming to my actual grades? It would be a great conclusion to just say there is no correlation. None at all. What else could I compare this to? Another more boring option, but my friends. I don't really have many friends who play games. Oh my gosh, 1,000 hours in a year? Can't imagine. Whoa. I should be able to access like which games I played the most. If I could compare those to the ratings, maybe? I guess if streaming is like a full-time job, it's very much practical to rack up 1,000 hours. Like games is a big outlet for escapism, which I understand that as well. Oh, I'm curious what you mean by that culture, like gaming culture, like very um, using like playing games to kind of escape your problems. Is that what you mean? Oh, gotcha. So with no input, do you mean like no commentary? I guess some people are there just for the story of the game, but don't want to spend money. I'm kind of looking at when the PS5 came out because I do have that suspicion that they stopped with the newsletters once it came out, but I'm not sure. I feel like it came out way later. No, it came out in November. Why did they stop in September? Yeah, I used to watch a lot of gameplays because I didn't have like a console or anything um, that was not discontinued. So instead of spending money, I would just watch other people play. But it's a very passive experience. Um, it's not that fun after a while, I have to say. I know, I love that idea. Like streaming a crossword. It is really fun. Oops, sorry about that. Yvonne should be streaming fairly soon, the next couple of days, so hopefully I can watch. I think I may have class then, which stinks. Maybe I should just skip class. I feel like here at Night Lab we advocate skipping class. No, I'm kidding. mm. Yeah, I feel a lot more. It's a stream may be a lot more engaging with 4 than 200. We have discussed it a little bit about people feeling like they're getting a little bit lost in the void when there are too many people in chat. I think of all the ideas, I think I'm really liking. There's no potential for the my friends idea, honestly. I don't have friends who game much. Um, the money spent I can track if I look deep enough because we do get receipts every time we spend. So that is really intriguing. Nah, I think I'm gonna cross out this idea nationally. It's less personal, and I don't think I'll take away much. Just like, I think there are maybe two conclusions. Just that, oh, I think the conclusion will be I play less than the average person. Um, I think it would only be interesting maybe for last year when COVID hit. My grades. Oh, it's. Yeah, I could compare it to my GPA. It's a lot more. It's tricky with that one because difficulty of classes, all of that too. But I'd be starting from my freshman year, so that idea of like tracking the 4 years would be cool. And ratings of most played games, I guarantee I'm so biased, I don't give low rated games a chance. It's kind of awful. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep this for only for 2020. Okay, I think we have some solid leads. Thank you. I was struggling, like, wow, these 4 numbers, very intriguing, I guess. But comparing it with something else is far more interesting. So thank you for that input. Yeah, lots of different factors involved in grades. If I want to take this to the next level, like I do have this 5-year journal that I write in every day. Ugh. And I talk about it at school like way too much in there. I could. Oh man, that's tricky. That's tricky. I may go with the first, comparing it with just the money spent for now. I think a good, I think a quick comparison for average hours played nationally for only last year. Word count per day versus game hours. The thing is, I am a computer science major, so I don't write too much. If that's what you mean by word count, like writing for assignments. But I will still write it down. I find that's interesting. Oh, in my diary. I don't know if there will be a correlation. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to see. Yeah, so next stream I will come back with a fighting spirit to try to make sense of this data and hopefully some way to visualize it. Man, this is difficult. I think when I saw the Dear Data project that I showed the video before, I was like, wow, this looks really fun. And then I tried and it's like, wow, this is actually hard. Very, very hard. The video mentions that it was like very emotionally exhausting too, so it's like, whoa. I thought just not to minimize this work, of course not, but I think I've been also frustrated with trying to plot things with code. And then it's like, oh, maybe hand-drawn is just even a tiny bit easier. And it's questionable, that thinking. Yeah, there's a lot of leads though. Thanks so much for your help. There's a lot of work to be done here. I usually stream with Miranda and we usually do some kind of drawing thing. So I really thought it would come a little bit more naturally to me. Yes, thank you for wishing me good luck. I think I'm gonna end the stream here. Thanks for watching me just write a bunch of numbers and then get lost and stuck. I will make some progress before the next stream. Hopefully have more direction with it, but the ideas are amazing. I'm excited to look more into them. Okay, I am going to... Am I having technical difficulties? No, I don't think so. Yes, so I will be back sometime in the next week to continue working on this. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.